welcome back to my channel. As promised, if you guys saw the video that came directly before this, the #1 reason why your wash and go is a fail, I got a lot of good feedback and a lot of good questions and good commentary. In those reasons, I did list that knowing your hair type and being able to style your hair according to your hair type was really important. Now in that video, I did go ahead and say, and I've said it in a number of videos in the past, I actually have a whole video like addressing my hair type that I always refer people to. But I said in that video, and I will continue to say, at this point, I'm just not somebody who subscribes to the standard hair typing system for me. And just keep in mind, like, just because I don't do something, if something works for you, then continue to let it work for you. Just like I was saying in that video, if you're somebody who likes the hair type, then by all means continue to do that. But I'm just telling you guys, from my standpoint, I don't like to hair type just because I feel like it is not all inclusive. It doesn't cover the #1 thing that I feel is most important when assessing your hair type and assessing what will work for your hair, which is hair porosity. I just want to start this video by really kind of talking about what low porosity hair is and how to tell if you have low porosity hair. Pretty much immediately when I started dealing with my curly hair, I just already knew that I had low porosity hair. It's just something that I've been dealing with for a long time. But I got some telltale signs from nopoomethod.com on how you really tell whether or not your hair is low porosity. So
keep that, girl. You don't gotta do no research. I did all the research for you.
So #1 is your hair being resistant to moisture. That one's pretty hard to kind of differentiate between any kind of porosity hair, just because if you have natural hair, everybody at some point has struggled with getting moisture in their hair. But that is a way to be able to tell if you have low porosity hair, if you struggle with moisturizing your hair and retaining that moisture. The #2 way that you may be able to tell that you have low porosity hair, products just sit on your hair. When I was reading this, like, I was reading all of these and it just already confirmed what I already knew. I was like, yep. #3, and I believe I touched on this in the previous video, but that your hair does not absorb hair color or other treatments very easily. As you guys can see, I have colored my hair recently. Nothing too drastic. I just wanted to take it up a notch, like not my whole head, but I just kind of wanted an ombre effect and not anything too drastic because I really wasn't trying to like go extreme and risk really damaging my hair. I have never been able to really lift my hair with color. Like, it would get brown and that would take like 35-40 minutes just for it to do that. #4 way that you can be able to tell if your hair is low porosity, if water just beads up on your hair. And last but not least, I'm not gonna lie, this one hurt my feelings a little bit because I know that it's true, but it just kind of sucks if your hair looks healthy but it doesn't really have any volume or elasticity. Bruh, if y'all even knew like what I had to do just to get this minimal amount of volume, like, this is nothing. Okay, so now the tips that I have for my low porosity girls, if you are struggling with your low porosity hair, here are some low porosity hacks / tips that I have found to work for me. These are all things that I actually do for my low porosity hair. I can't guarantee that it'll work for yours, but these are hacks that have worked for me and maybe they'll work for you. So #1, the key word here is warm. If you're a low porosity girl, everything that you do needs to be surrounded around warm, whether it be warm water, whether it be warm heat, whether it be like just warm. This is one of those tips where I feel like a lot of times the natural hair community is kind of like a one size fits all and they don't really specify like what kind of hair this will work for, because you always hear that, oh, the best way to wash your hair is cool water or cool rinse or blah blah blah, and it's like,
yeah, but if you're a low porosity girl, there's some steps you need to take before you do that.
Because your hair is low porosity, that means that the pores in your hair are just closed shut and they're just refusing to let moisture in. By now we all know that if you rinse your hair with warm water, that opens up the hair shaft, that opens up your pores, and it allows moisture to get in. So actually, if you're a low porosity girl, washing your hair in warmer water or warmer than what you've been doing because you thought you had to wash your hair in cool water is actually pretty good for your hair because it opens up the hair shaft. One thing that has really helped me when I'm out of the shower and I am moisturizing my hair or I'm using a spray bottle to spray water is that making sure that the water in your spray bottle is warm. Depending on how cold you keep your house, I keep my apartment pretty cold, or depending on what kind of water you put in the spray bottle, a lot of times you just pour the water in the spray bottle right out of the faucet before it got warm. Spraying your hair with that cold water is going to close your hair shaft. It's going to shock your hair cuticles shut, and if you're a low porosity girl and if you're spraying your hair to moisturize it, you have already closed your cuticles shut. Going along the same lines of that, my number 2 tip would be to apply your moisturizers in the shower. One, because I feel like I use way too much product when I apply my leave-in outside of the shower, but most importantly is also because I feel like my hair sucks in the product a whole lot better if I go ahead and do it. The steam is warm, the water's warm, and my low porosity hair loves it. Number 3, I already touched on this in the why your wash and go is failing, but especially for a low porosity girl working in smaller sections, number 4 would be use lightweight oils and lightweight moisturizers. I know it can be really tempting when you see these products and they look really creamy and you're like, oh my god, this is extremely creamy, it just looks like it would be so good on my hair. It's not that the product isn't moisturizing, but because you have low porosity hair, it's actually too thick to even be effective on your hair, and it's really all it's gonna do is sit on top of your hair, and you would have wasted your money on product. Your hair is still gonna feel dry because it didn't get any moisture in it, and it's just gonna be a big mess. Going along these lines, because you need to use lightweight products because it really just sits on top of your hair, low porosity hair is very prone to product buildup. So my number 5 tip for low porosity girls is actually something that I just recently started implementing in my hair journey, probably the last 3 months or so. I told you guys that I decided to kind of take a break from the curly girl method, and it was a reason. This was one of the reasons. Because low porosity hair is extremely prone to product buildup, you have to be very mindful of making sure that you don't skip the shampoo. And if you're low porosity hair, making sure that you remove that buildup is gonna make a big difference in whether or not your hair can absorb the moisture that you're trying to put in it. Because if your hair has a lot of buildup on it, all that moisture you're just trying to put on it is just sitting right on top of that buildup. So it's actually recommended for a low porosity girl to not focus so much on the co-washing, which is like, I know natural girls were preached about the co-wash, but it's actually more recommended for a low porosity girl to really use shampoo. Of course, if you're somebody like me who restyles their hair twice a week, I get that question a lot, how often do I restyle my hair? If I have time, twice a week. If not, my wash and goes will stretch a whole week. I just don't like to stretch them that long because I like to replenish my moisture, and obviously it would not be ideal to shampoo my hair twice a week. So if you're somebody like that, of course opting for a co-wash is necessary, but just remember that if you have low porosity hair, shampoo should be your first choice. The last of my personal tips would be humectants. And it's so funny because when I was transitioning, I was very serious about making sure that my hair got humectants. I had like my water, glycerin, conditioner mix, and I made sure that I was making sure that glycerin got in my hair, and my hair was thriving. And I don't know why I like stopped doing that. I feel like, and it's so funny because I always hear the opposite, but I feel like when I went back natural is when I got lazy with my hair. Now this last tip I actually found out when I was researching to do this video for you guys, and it actually blew my mind, and it's about to like change my whole like hair routine, I feel like, because it makes a lot of sense and like a light bulb went off. So a bonus tip, which is actually something that I'm guilty of, is using too many leave-ins. And I know you're probably like, what? How can you use too many leave-ins? but it's just the kind of product that you're putting in your hair. A lot of women with low porosity hair, myself included, are very protein sensitive, and a lot of these leave-ins that are made to leave in your hair are packed with proteins, and it's meant to strengthen your hair, of course, and it's meant to be good for your hair. But if you have low porosity hair, a lot of times what that leave-in is gonna do is take you into protein overload. And y'all, when I tell y'all a light went off in my head, I was like, that's exactly what happens to me. Like, that's why I'm always on the hunt for a good leave-in. Of course, I have like my holy grail leave-in, which is the Paul Mitchell conditioner, but now even with that conditioner, I'm like, that has protein in it. It's actually recommended for people with low porosity hair to skip the leave-in more often than not and opt for a lightweight hair milk or lightweight moisturizer underneath their styler. That way it'll be moisturizing to your hair and it's not going into protein overload, and you're still creating that barrier, of course, between your gel and giving your hair moisture. And this just blew my mind, but it makes so much sense. And I was always that girl like,
wait, what am I gonna do with hair milk? My hair don't need milk. My bones need milk. That milk does nothing for me. I'm not gonna spend $10 on a hair milk.
I definitely will be coming to you guys with an updated wash and go routine using products that are formulated for low porosity hair and incorporating a hair milk into my hair regimen. If you practice any of these tips for your low porosity hair, let me know in the comment section below and let me know how it works for you. If you knew about the hair milk thing, let me know how you like the hair milk as a low porosity girl, and suggest some hair milks to me, because like I said, I'm new to this whole hair milk thing. Like, comment, and favorite this video so that you can come back to it. I know we all have our days with our low porosity hair where you're just like, nothing is working. If you have any other tips that you found have worked for your low porosity hair, please leave them in the comment section, because we all need them. Like,
help your cousin.
Help me.
Nigga.
I love you guys so much. Thank you for all the support, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.
You